Now we're started. Hello, everybody. It's working, Marnie.
Okay, stop. Let's start again.
No, I'm not gonna
Oh
stop.
my
We're
goodness.
gonna explain this one. So,
Okay.
how many have we made?
Many,
40?
probably.
And they've gone off with not a glitch. This is our first one where we went through the whole session and I didn't hit record.
Today we were talking, we were brilliant today, everybody.
Oh, it was the best
And
one.
Jason was like, oh my goodness, I'm not recording. Like, seriously? It's
Oh,
because
yeah.
I had no sleep last night because of the wind. The wind was just unbelievable last night.
It was. Anyway, hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's Jason and Marnie. It's Monday, June 1st. We're trying to get it together. This is sort of our blooper series, but we're just posting it because that's what we do.
The wind was nuts. It was pretty nuts. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I lied in bed and there were a couple pop cans got out of my recycling rolling around in my patio all night. And I'm lying in bed thinking, go put those cans away, Jason. I spent my whole night thinking about that. Why didn't I get up and go put those cans away?
Because it was terrifying to go out into the wind. That's why you kept yourself safe by staying inside. But then, like you said, you were listening to the clanging of the cans, so then you didn't sleep.
Exactly. Yeah. The human brain is a mystery, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
Yep. Really bizarre. But June. It's June. It's
June 1st. We are heading into, I guess, sort of the final little bit here until we get to summer. And it's unbelievable that it's June to me. I honestly have difficulty comprehending where the time has all gone because it feels like things
like Christmas. Christmas was just over.
Slow but fast. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just it's been just a very interesting time, right? As we've been moving through this situation.
Yeah, you think about all the things I have to do and all the things I haven't done and all the things that I've done. And yeah, it's just, I'm really at a loss for feeling where I am spatially right now, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
June 1st. It's crazy. Usually I celebrate June 1st. And now I'm thinking, June 1st?
Yeah, I know.
June's always exciting. It's an exciting month, usually.
Yeah.
So you had a good weekend?
I did. I had a weekend where I enjoyed nature and outside and just tried to kind of rejuvenate myself and reconnect. And yeah, what about you?
Yeah, it's pretty hard not to reconnect when that wind's going poof, poof, right?
I know. I'm trying to embrace the wind. I have difficulty with the wind, but I'm trying to feel better about the wind because it seems like it's windier all the time lately.
I am too, and the wind is a great reminder that it's time for a haircut.
I need a haircut as well, Jason.
I was out in the wind this weekend and really fighting, and I actually ended up having to try and put my hair in a ponytail. So maybe tomorrow I'll come with a ponytail because it's.
I would love to see that. Actually,
I'm working on. Yeah, it has to come off this week because I'm just about ready to lose my mind, and that means I'll be cutting it myself.
We don't know how that'll turn out.
No.
Could be
good. My weekend was kind of very interesting and different. I attended sort of an international conference on trauma, and it was quite interesting because it was done online, which actually enabled people from all over the world. There literally were people from all over the world attending.
Wow.
It was put on by, Bessel van der
Kolk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By him. And so he had basically all the trauma experts, that have been around and all those original researchers. So it was really quite interesting. It was academically based, really. But I think Steve, I don't know if Steve or Kathy said this to us, but this part of the academics really it's so simple that it really just reinforces what is natural for us.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, Kathy Macchiotti, one of my mentors, and Bruce Perry, one of my mentors, did a session together, and so that's really
Well,
why.
that's powerful.
Yeah, that was very, very interesting because it's the blending of both those worlds that I'm excited about.
Absolutely.
And the interesting thing, I guess, they talked about is as we are transitioning into this new phase of opening up, right? That we have to acknowledge and take with us an understanding that we have gone through a process that has been, what did they say? They said not traumatic, but it's traumatizing, which means it's ongoing, right? It's not a single event; it's an ongoing event.
Right.
And we've been talking about this for all our videos, and it's really about doing some basic things. We need to remember our safety. We need to make sure we are safe and feeling safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go out and wear a mask, that's okay if that makes you feel safe. If you go out and don't wear a mask, then you have to make some considerations about, is that safe or not?
Mm-hmm.
Safety is important. We got to remember that, and we got to continue to feel that way. And then the other thing they said is connections are really important now. As we open up, it means we're going to have connections with other people, and we have to acknowledge that we've gone to this transition point, and those connections may be a little different.
Right.
And just being aware of that and open to that means that those connections can reconnect and be fine. And then they said rhythm, acknowledging that rhythm and that rhythmic part of life is so important. An example, so if you haven't seen your friend in a month and you want to see them, go for a walk with them, because that rhythmic walking and will really reconnect you guys to who you were before.
Right. And you can do those things in a safe, physically distanced way, right? Where you're connecting and you're exercising. And so you're meeting all of those needs kind of simultaneously, which is a really powerful thing.
Yeah. So, and that's such a simple example that people would probably thinking, well, that's kind of lame, isn't it? But underneath it, those layers of what's going inside of our body and our brain, that's what I find interesting is something that's so common that really is insignificant. You're going for a walk with a friend, like that's bizarre. But what it does inside our brains and inside our bodies is kind of interesting.
Absolutely.
And important. So that was my weekend. And I did it with a 1-year-old here.
That's a challenge, truly.
And I have great admiration for any parents that have little kids at home and trying.
Yeah. It's a lot.
We're trying to make supper even.
Right. Doing anything, can be difficult.
Of course, I'm a grandparent, so I'd rather just play with them and not listen to these.
Right. That's the gift of being a grandparent, though, too. Hey, so.
Yeah.
But
I managed to learn a little bit, and that's good. But more, awe, right? Of all these people, listening to all these people together. That was kind of fun.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. Really good. So what day is it today?
Today is June 1st. And interestingly, today is actually National Say Something Nice Day. And I thought your background really illustrated the power of, you're always so creative, Jason. It always impresses me. But that little drop, which could symbolize in this particular case, a drop of kindness, that single drop has a rippling effect, right? And so I think when you're talking about, it's the simple things that we're drawn to right now that we can do to support ourselves and others during this time. Kindness and the impact of kindness in our own mental health and wellness is actually incredibly powerful. And if you look, the research really shows that helping others has a really positive effect on our own mental well-being. It reduces stress, it improves our mood, self-esteem, happiness, right? Just extending kindness to others. And I think in turn, we've talked lots about that self-kindness, the need for gentle, self-kind kinds of self-talk or behaviors is really important. And I think like if you really look, kindness has an incredibly powerful effect on how we feel, right? And how others feel ultimately. So it does create that ripple effect that your backdrop illustrates so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look lovely today, Marnie.
Thank you, Jason, as do you. See, like just how simple that interaction can be. And actually there are like physiological changes that happen in your brain just by receiving and receiving kindness, I guess, and also extending kindness, right? So I think we have to not underestimate the power of those simple things and the large impact that they can have on us and others.
Yeah, I just, we don't know, you often don't know the impact of that. Those
Mhm.
simple, authentic exchanges that are done in a kind way. It's easy for us to recognize the negative stuff and acknowledge
Yeah.
that, and we're not going to talk about it today, but it's certainly a day where we could do that. But more importantly, it's this understanding that kindness is, like we learned earlier from Elder Kathy, it's a perspective, right?
Yeah.
And we can choose to not do it, but we can choose to do it and make the effort, not to just make somebody else feel better, but also what the physiological and emotional stuff it does for us is.
Yeah. I mean, it's powerful. And I think we underestimate sort of the simple things and the large impact that they have, right? And I think extending kindness, whether it's that random act of kindness to somebody that you know or a complete stranger, it creates that sense of belonging, and that sense of I don't know, like that we're in this together. And I think the more that we can keep others in mind as well, is really powerful. I think it can distract us from our own kinds of thinking traps that we can get into, when we're extending kindness to others. The impact that it has, the ripple effect that it ends up having on ourselves is undeniable. And I think that we can then create, a really positive experience for somebody else in the process of that. And so I think, you know, I think we can't underestimate, I can't say it enough, we can't underestimate the power that our own individual actions, even if we interpret them to be small, can have a big impact on others and then in turn on ourselves.
Again, I was at the grocery store because that seems to be all only place I go all the time. And I had finished my order, and we had packed it up, and we were pushing the cart, moving from the checkout, moving out, and there was a couple there loading up their cart, and they had boxes, so they were trying to get these boxes in the cart, and they were blocking the aisle, and I couldn't get through, and they were all just apologetic. Oh no, let's move here, let's move there, and they were frantic, right, saying
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to clear the aisle so I got by. And I said, relax, like, don't worry about
Yeah.
it. I'll wait. I can wait. I can wait.
Yeah.
Waited 10 seconds, and we all went off together.
Yeah.
You know what? Those 10 seconds were powerful for me in the sense that it just helped. It slowed me down for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Did it affect my life? Geez, I was 10 seconds later getting to my car to
Right.
the groceries.
Right.
We have to recognize that what we do and how we interact with other people, if we do it in a way of kindness, empowers them and it empowers us.
I completely agree, Jason. And I think it goes back to, talking about these incredible mentors that we both admire so very much. And at the core of what they're talking about are the simplest of things in terms of having the largest impact on us in this very complex situation that is impacting all of us, right? But I mean, if we can really focus on, I guess, the little things and the power of those little things, the ripple effect that they make, larger effect, right? Which is, it has the potential, I think, just kindness to me, gratitude, I always go back to that feeling of thankfulness, can really just make things better for ourselves and for others. And it's something that is easily accessible, that we can choose, right? When you talk about perspective taking that Elder Kathy has taught us, it's a choice, and maybe has to be a conscious choice that we wake up with every day. And if we can, try to focus our thoughts and our actions around kindness and gratitude, I think that we will come out of this in such a better way. So
the challenge I have today is to do something kind.
yeah.
I like that word, random acts of kindness, because it kind of like random means that it's something that it's like an add-on, right?
We want intentional kindness.
We want intentional kindness, and we want it to sort of, I want to work at being a part of my life, not just something I randomly do.
Right. You're right. And that is so important. I think, maybe in substitution of the word random, it is more deliberate kindness, but extending it to all. Like, I think the power of extending kindness to complete strangers, like you talked about in the grocery store, just you extended kindness through your patience and understanding. And that would have had a profound impact on somebody else. And I think we don't realize how our actions, our body language, our words, our gestures, how powerful those can be, right? And if we can deliberately and intentionally extend them in a kind and grateful way, we're just so much better off all around, all of us, for our own mental health and well-being, and everybody else that we're impacting.
Sounds good. I think we're gonna have to tell people what our example is as we do it sometime. So
yeah,
picture of what you're doing for kindness.
I would love that if you guys could share with us, like, just some intentional kindness that you're extending. A story of something you've witnessed or experienced, that would be so powerful, I think.
It'd be great. Yeah, it would be really fantastic. It'd be nice to be able to read too, kind of what other people are.
Yeah, I would love that too.
Okay, we got a challenge. Monday.
All right.
Challenge. Or Monday afternoon. I don't know. Monday.
It's Monday, June 1st.
I hoping tomorrow is a better day.
Less windy, maybe, would be
less
nice.
windy. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.